Hello, fragrance lovers. I'm here to talk about one of my all-time favorite colognes, Acqua Di Gio, by Giorgio Armani. When I first started getting colognes, really less than a year ago, this is one that I really liked and started buying and wearing. The Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum. This is one that I tend to wear more than the others for some reason. And it's a 200 millimeter bottle. And you can see I used that a little bit at the end of last summer. And then I just started wearing it again as the temperature started rising. And I made a pretty good dent in it. And then I have the Parfum. And two different versions. There's probably two different versions of all of this here because Giorgio Armani has been changing designs of the bottles and what's inside of them the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. And this is the older version. And one way you can tell is by where they put Giorgio Armani. Giorgio Armani is up here by Acqua Di Gio. It's the older version, and if it's down here on the bottom, it's the newer version. At least that's what it is right now, anyways. Um, I prefer on the perfume. I prefer the new version. Seems stronger and a little better too, if you ask me. Um, I go to Armani's website and buy some of the stuff, and when I do, they'll throw in free uh, etching for you on the bottles. Yeah, sometimes you get a deal and you can get it almost as cheap as discounters, maybe even as cheap as discounters sometimes if you're careful and everything works out for you. So I've got some initials on some of them. If you're giving them away to somebody, you can, put their initials on it or whoever you want to, or the date, whatever you want. They do give some decent um, deals periodically. You just have to kind of be on the lookout for them. I think I got this 1 ounce perfume as a gift for buying something. So, has its perks, but discounters can be a great place to buy them. This 200 millimeter bottle may have cost me $90, maybe $100 for the eau de toilette. I mean, the cologne, and maybe 105 for the perfume 200 millimeter. If you're patient, you wait and look around. Um, you know, some of the 3.3s, 60, 70-ish bottles, maybe even less than that. I don't really remember. It's hard to keep track of all that. But I really do like the Acqua Di Gios. Um, um, I wear them quite a bit. They're great for Florida, where I live, Southeast Asia, where I travel. Great for the high heat. Great compliment getters. They've been around since '76. Probably one of the most sold fragrances out there for men. People still love them. Highly complimented. Can't really go wrong. Not that expensive. Like I say, if you go at discounters, even Giorgio Armani's site, sometimes you get some great deals. I buy most of my stuff online. I don't really go into stores and buy. Just found it's like anything these days. You pay a premium for going in somewhere and walking away with something. I have a lot of Armani stuff. I've got Armani Code, Elixir, the Profondo. I got some old Absolute. I think that's what they call it. Uh, Found a couple bottles of that for a decent price the other day, and got some of that. But I really do just like the regular old Acqua Di Gio. Really do. You can't go wrong. Although I do like the elixir too, man. But everybody's trying to sell you elixir because they make more money on it. I know, but it lasts a little longer, and it's pretty good. I like the Profondo too, man. It's good stuff too. So, hey, I haven't really worn the code as much for whatever reason. It's got so much stuff I haven't had really time go in there. This winter I wore a lot of the vanilla scent. Man, I really like the vanilla scents. And, I've got so many that I was checking out and doing this winter that, yeah. Um, if I can live 5 or 10 more years, I have a better idea of how good some of this stuff is. Because it's about how long it's going to take me to try out all this stuff. Because I'm still hadn't stopped buying, and I've got about 350 different variations of different bottles of different things. So, a little cuckoo, but I smell great. So, this is a good place to start if you have a little money. Even if you can come up with 40, $50, you can get the EDT. Start with this, and man, it'll last you a long time. You don't have to be a sissy sprayer, but you don't have to be like a pile it on guy like me, where one or two people said, "Man, what are you trying to choke me out?" Yeah, I am. I just can't put my hands on you. I can do it like this and not catch a charge. So, but this stuff's great. So I don't know. You may want to try some. I'll try to get some links in there, and YouTube's kind of giving me a hard time right now about they don't know me well enough to let me put links to my own videos, but I can add them in the comments, and I'll be looking on there down below and add them on there until they decide they trust me enough to add them in my own video. But one more note: these are not from Paris, Texas. Just in case. I know I'm just teasing, but there is Paris, Texas. They ain't from there. They're from Paris, France. Yeah, I know it. I think we could make them in Paris, Texas. Probably make them better there. But yeah, L'Oreal is a company that owns Giorgio Armani. They own quite a few other fragrance companies too. Um, so it's one big giant company, owns pretty much everything anymore, pretty much everything. But they are great scents, great fragrances, smell great. Um, as far as what's in them, they all pretty much have the citrusy. Perfume says it's aromatic, fresh, spicy, marine, woody, citrus, amber, patchouli, and warm and spicy. And the eau de toilette is kind of the same thing, although they list about 10 more different um, things in the note card that, yeah, I'm not so sure about. Um, Minerals, fresh, spicy, lavender, salty, woody, geranium, C notes, green mandarin, clary sage. I mean, I'm sorry, that was the Eau de Parfum. They're all good to me. I just say spray them on and see what you think. After a while, can you really tell? They smell good and you get compliments and people like the smell of them. That's what really counts. And do you like the smell of them? I mean, that's the main thing, man. You got to wear it. You got to be smelling it the whole time. So you definitely want to wear something you like. And that's what I do. I wear stuff that I like. And that's the name of the game. Things that I like to smell and make me feel happy. And this does it for me. So, Acqua Di Gio, old timey favorite. It still smells great and still keeps getting compliments. So, there you go. All right. Thanks.